boss right now. And you just took a loss right now. Dripping in the sauce right now. Get a sprinkle of my style. I'm about to lock down. Feel like in the real life, dripping on the sauce in the good life. You shine, I shine, and ain't nobody gonna take mine.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be an intriguing matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Jacksonville Jaguars. With that, let's get on up to Jacksonville. Standing by for the call, it's our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with the Cleveland Browns. And hi again, everybody. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And, Charles, when you and I were going through our final run-throughs at breakfast, we kept thinking tonight we're going to get to see a couple of very good passing offenses.
And we're talking about both sides having multiple receivers that can have an impact on this game. It's not just one guy that's going to make all the plays. If you take him away, maybe number 2, number 3, they make the big plays that impact who wins the game.
Tyrod Taylor ready to lead the Cleveland Browns offense. And Hugh Jackson so far sticking to his belief that Tyrod Taylor will be the Browns starter week 1. But I don't know. Whispers around Cleveland hoping for Mr. Mayfield to be the guy.
So you're only getting the whispers? Because I'm hearing the shouts already.
What do you think?
I think that Hugh is going to stick to his guns about Tyrod Taylor. Remember, he led the Buffalo Bills last year to the playoffs for the first time in, 17 seasons? So he's a more than capable quarterback. But when you draft a rookie at number 1 to be your quarterback of the future, the fans want the future to be right now. And Baker Mayfield is really pressing with the way he's played in the preseason.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Play back at the 20. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Taylor. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
Here's Britton Colquitt now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. That's pulled in at the 32. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Under center for Jacksonville, it will be Blake Bortles. And Bortles, you know, we know what Jacksonville did last year. He doesn't get a whole lot of credit for leading them to the playoffs and almost to the Super Bowl. Can he be an elite quarterback in this league?
Elite is such a category that I like to keep narrowly defined, but I think he can be an upper echelon quarterback. We saw a couple years ago, remember the excitement about him throwing the football when he had those wide receivers that could go get it? Well, his numbers weren't appreciably different last year from that season. Somewhere around 3,900 yards, right? 20-plus touchdowns, interceptions in the teens. If he can keep bringing the interception number down, and I think that he can because he has Leonard Fournette to run the ball. Now he can throw the ball deep to guys like DJ Chark and Marquise Lee. His numbers may very well jump up, and I'm hearing good things about him this summer.
And the Buffet boys, the O-line. Hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field, and when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
On the ground, this is T.J. Yeldon. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they're going to face a third down.
We all know that Myles Garrett was drafted #1 in the NFL for his ability to get to the quarterback. That's his stock in trade. But the underrated part of his game, plays well against the run, knows how to hold the point of attack.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Green 80, 372. Hey, 50, 77. Here we go.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
And the Jaguars send out their punter. Jabril Peppers is deep for Cleveland. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Cleveland Browns coming back out for their next series gives us a moment to talk about their wide receivers because so much of the talk in Cleveland has been about the quarterback spot. But they could have a really talented group out wide.
If they can keep them all together, no doubt about it. Josh Gordon, when he plays, he's as electric as there is in the league on the perimeter. Jarvis Landry, the great pickup from Miami, brings toughness, professionalism, and dedication to that locker room. The key, the wild card pick, Antonio Callaway out of Florida. If he stays on the field, he can provide some electricity for that team that they sorely need. Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
They run it again with Hyde. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on third down. From the gun, it's Taylor. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
They go play action here on first down. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Remember this Jacksonville D, 55 sacks a season ago.
I think they want to fight for nickname supremacy with Pittsburgh. Remember, they were just one behind Pittsburgh for the overall lead in sacks last year. Pittsburgh known as Blitzburg. Jackson, they're known as Saxonville.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Off the play fake, here's Taylor. Rolling to his right. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Trying to get it to Landry there.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
Jags. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Throwing now is Bortles. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
Green 80.
On 2nd down, here's Yeldon. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Bortles now on first down. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Hey, boys, got 4 down. Green 80. Green 80. Go left, go left. Green is up.
On second down, here's Fournette. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on third down. Shotgun now for Bortles. He's got the hook up to Lee. First catch for the man who led the Jags in catches a year ago, and it's a Jacksonville first down. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 41.
4 down. Set. Green 80.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Yeldon. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Green 80. Hey, 5-0.
Throwing his Bortles on third down. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Myles Garrett able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that'll bring up 4th down. The #1 pick a season ago, proving his worth.
7 sacks in 11 games as a rookie. Didn't play the full year due to some injuries. But he's going to be the face of the franchise on the defensive side of the ball. Myles Garrett, he fills up your screen when he's rushing the passer.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. Matt Day's on the return. Dances by him. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Tyrod Taylor now gears up to lead his offense again. He'll look to shake off the interception on the opening drive. He should at least be comforted that it resulted in 3, not 6.
And if I were him, I would be the guy all the way out on the field greeting my defense now, saying thanks a lot. You held them to a field goal after I turned it over. That's a big defensive stand for them. He needs to go out now and make up for what he did on the first drive.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
The job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. On 2nd down, and nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Dante Fowler in on the stop.
Starting lineup here for the Browns, and Joel Bitonio taking over for Joe Thomas at left tackle.
And that's a tough transition because Joel Bitonio is an excellent guard. So he's bumping out from guard to tackle to play, and he's more than capable of handling that role. But don't be surprised if the Browns front office doesn't make a deal to try and get a left tackle in there and move Bitonio back to guard and really fortify the offensive line.
3rd and long, it's Taylor. And he'll find a man. That's Landry. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A very solid gain of 27.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got the step on him. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
Forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Now Taylor to throw on 2nd down. And his throw is incomplete. And time to take a look at the Jaguar defense.
I enjoy talking about and watching A.J. Boye play because when he was in Houston, he worked his way up from a nickel corner, sometimes a dime cornerback, all the way up to a starter. Now, his first Pro Bowl in 2017, this time with the Jacksonville Jaguars after signing with them as a free agent, and had 6 interceptions, tied for 2nd in the NFL. I love his physical, aggressive style, always going for the football.
Now Taylor steps away to his left. He may try and run for this. 5 yards that time out of the scramble, but now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a first down.
Here's Britton Colquitt now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And before the punt, time is going to run out on this first quarter. 3-0 is our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2 as they take over following the punt with a 1st and 10. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at the 20. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Sliding out of the pocket. Now he's got a man complete. A gain of 39 that time.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 41.
Green 80.
Bortles on the give to Fournette. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, and you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Hey, 80. Hold it. Hank.
From the gun, it's Bortles. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Bortles to the former Jets, Safarian Jenkins for the Jags' 1st down.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a 1st down.
Green 80.
Fournette on the counter. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Green 80. 77.
Bortles to throw on 2nd down. Over the right side, caught by Moncrief. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
4 down. Green 80. Mike 54. Mike 54. So right.
Now Bortles. And this is going to be incomplete.
These guys had to settle for a field goal their last time moving the ball down the field. They may have to do it again on this drive. That could be frustrating.
Yeah, I don't want to be cliche, but at least they were able to get 3 last time. 3 here, not the worst thing in the world. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. He hit his first, this one from 38. And Lambo will put this one through, and that will make it 6-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambo to kick this one off. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And here comes the Jags defense as they get back out there. And they've created a major first-half storyline with the pressure they've been able to create.
And I know that the good teams adjust from series to series. They make their adjustments on the sideline before they go back out. In this case, I think they might need a little bit more time. They want to get to the half and start figuring out how do they change protections, how do they get the ball in the hands of the passer a lot quicker, make sure he doesn't get hit as often. All those different things. Maybe even run the ball a little bit more. Anything to try and tamp down the pressure.
On 1st and 10, it's Taylor to the right side and complete to Njoku. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Now Taylor on 1st down. That escapes the sack, but now he's swallowed up and taken down. On after the sack, he's still down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now it's the backup Mayfield. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Miles Jack in there to get him. And this pass rush strong now. That's sacks on back-to-back plays.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Let's go! Green 39! Green 10!
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Going for the deep ball. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. It was the free safety to Sean Gibson who was able to range over and knock it away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Cleveland. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 23. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Leonard Fournette making his way back out there. It's the 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going. But we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Again, it's Fournette, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. The Jaguars on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 14.
Hey, 54, Ricky. 380. 380. 380.
To throw, it's Bortles. Going for a right side here, complete. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. A big 30-yard play on third.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 32-yard line.
380. Here we go.
A first down carry now for Yeldon. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
380. 380. 380.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
380. 380. So right.
From the gun on third down, Bortles eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
Someone knew exactly where he needed to get to pick up that first down now. I'm not so sure about the technique in getting there, but he went for it, and he got it.
Exactly. He knew where he needed to get, because remember, if he slides, when that derriere dips, if you will, that play's over.
The derriere dips, I like that one.
Yeah, they're working on it for a little bit.
Let's go.
On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Larry Ogunjobi able to get in there and take him down for a loss of 3.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13.
380.
Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. And he's going to go down again. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long.
Well, enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Following the sack, 3rd and long for Bortles and the Jags.
Hey, 54, Ricky. Green 80. Green 80. Check.
Now Bortles. And complete to Moncrief over the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's 4th down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Omaha. Green 80. Green 80. Hey, 5-0, 5-0. Green set.
They'll go for it. It's Bortles. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Marquise Lee from 13 yards out. And the Jaguars add on to their lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Josh Lambo now for the point after. Point after by Lambo, up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. Here's Lambo out to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. Shrugs him off. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Now Carlos Hyde gears up to take the field again. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you've got a chance to come back to it when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
There's still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. A first down throw for Mayfield. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down. Baker Mayfield, obviously the #1 pick overall. That was controversial, though. What ultimately made the Browns go in his way?
Well, post-draft, I did hear a Browns executive talk about the efficacy of Baker Mayfield. In other words, how people rally to him, how people respond to him. He talked about seeing him at a workout, how he showed up, yelled out to the other guys. They yelled back with the same response, ran right to him, and they were ready to start the workout. He said things like that and his talent tipped the balance in his favor to go #1.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
One-handed. Love the effort. Not much production on that play, though, huh?
Not a whole lot of yardage. You get that grab, you probably want a first down.
And he'll be the one in the film session if he said, hey, run that one back, coach.
Yeah.
Run that one back.
One more time.
Let's see that again.
One more time.
And they won't.
8 more times.
They won't. Didn't get much out of it.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's second and 11. Second down, Johnson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
There's another example of why they haven't scored any points so far. I think it's time to abandon the run game, spread things out, and go to the air. It certainly can't be any worse than what they've done so far.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. So first and second down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Third and long for Mayfield. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. Here's Britton Colquitt now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
A good pick up there of 20 yards. They go play action here on first down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Well, CD, regular season inching closer. You know, looking at the ledger of the games, we'll just stick with the NFC right now, but it starts with a bang. Atlanta at Philly on the 6th.
How about the last 2 teams to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl head-to-head to start the season? The Falcons, they didn't win it. Philadelphia did. And then how about this for a second game? San Francisco at Minnesota. In normal years, it doesn't get as much attention, but how about now? Jimmy Garoppolo leading the 49ers to take on now Kirk Cousins' Minnesota Vikings.
Anything else there from the NFC Week 1 catching your eye?
Well, I think the Dallas Cowboys at Carolina, that definitely does, because the Cowboys are trying to get back to the playoffs. Dak Prescott, full season of Ezekiel Elliott, and, of course, #1, the big man, Cam Newton, will welcome them to Charlotte. And to finish things off, the last game of the season openers, the Los Angeles Rams, last year's revelation, taking on John Gruden's Oakland Raiders. How about that?
On first down, Bortles. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. Being chased out left. And he comes back with 1 complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And welcome back, the offensive unit. They took the timeout, and now they get set to line up as we resume action. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here.
380.
Bortles now to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
So now the field goal unit trots out there for the third time tonight. From the left hash, this from 39. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
A chance for us here to discuss Jarvis Landry. He's been good so far to this point in the second quarter. Need to get him even more involved, maybe?
I would agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, it's not even a question for me. The way he's playing, he's doing a nice job. Increase things. More touches, more opportunities. Maybe that can reverse things on the scoreboard for them.
They'll try to ratchet things up then maybe here in the second quarter. First down, Mayfield. Wide open receiver, complete. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This quarterback now 4 of 5 since coming on. It's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. Mayfield on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Carlos Hyde was the target. And it's second down.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
All right, here we go. 3 and 1.
They go play action. Mayfield. And some space here. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. It'll be a gain of 6. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. And that'll bring up a third down. And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaunt alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes the timeout. And now we're set to get going. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From the right hash, this from 48. And Gonzalez puts this one through. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. To return it is Corey Grant. A final shot before half for Bortles. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this one is incomplete. So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We want to remind you that new this year in regular season games, I'll take you around the NFL and give you stats.